So, dumb shit migrants burn down their safe, secure accommodation and then whine about it.
Yeah.
And so they've been without adequate healthcare, mental health support, and COVID safety for months. What? I thought the NHS gave all that shit to you fuckwits for free. Just walk out the gate, go to the hospital, and just get whatever the fuck you want. It's utterly pathetic. And
Yeah,
better
I mean,
yet, COVID safety. You're on a barracks with a country that's been in lockdown for like the last year. Aren't you literally the safest fucking people that in the country from COVID?
I love how there's a fence in that picture. All it needs is like AOC standing in front of it, like with a tear rolling down her cheek.
Exactly. I've seen bigger fences around schools, and I'm not even talking
Yeah.
about ones in the middle of fucking inner city Detroit or Chicago.
I also hate how they like play all coy with this, like the leftist activists, where they're like, "This is inhumane. This is inhumane." Blah 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, just admit that no fucking set of housing conditions is going to be good enough for your expectations. And what you really want is for them to just release them into the public with no means of keeping track of them because you don't believe in borders. Like, just fucking admit it, you activist.
We've actually got a very similar problem in Australia because we did the thing that essentially Callum and John no crap. Apologies, I've completely forgotten his name. Josh was I don't even know anymore. Moving rapidly on. We've actually did a deal with a country and a place called Manus Island. That's where we keep our immigrants, and they constantly sing their whinge going, "Oh, we don't have good conditions." It's like, no, hold on a second. You've got food and water, shelter, electricity, access to communications. I thought you were refugees fleeing from war. If that's not an improvement from your previous conditions, fuck off back to your own country.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they do the same thing over in America. Like the whole child separation, kids in cages shit is because like it used to be that like illegal immigrant families that like cross the border would be like held at one location, but then the left pushed it, so they're like, no, it is wrong to hold children here. And it's like, okay, so we're not going to hold the children there. And then they're like, you're splitting up families, and it's like, okay, what do you want us to do? Like, you're not giving us much to work with because we're not allowed to keep the kids at the same place we keep the parents. It's like, oh well, just let them all go into the public and trust that they'll show up for their court date or whatever. It's like, why the fuck would we do that? Like, why would they show up for their court date? Like, you're giving them like just a free ticket to get in and get a head start to play hide and seek for mice. Like, why? And it is because they fundamentally don't believe in borders. Like, and I hate having this conversation, not with like true believer leftists, right? Like, you know the difference, but like kind of sort of Democrats who are like leftist apologists, right? Like,
Yeah,
where it's like they are not like drinking the Kool-Aid themselves, but they like, I don't know, kind of like bewitch themselves into thinking this is all just completely fringe and like, no, the Democrats have to be normal people who aren't insane, right? It's just this hyper wishful thinking. But I really hate like talking to apologists for them who are like, no, it's completely ridiculous to suggest that the Democrats are pro open borders, and it's like, yeah, okay, they haven't stated that they're pro open borders, and they're, or I mean, some of them have, but I mean, the party as a whole isn't in favor of abolishing the border, but they seem to be damn well against any possible measure whatsoever to enforce border security or to you know, enforce immigration laws on people who have come here illegally and are staying here illegally. Like, every single thing they do is to obstruct the enforcement of these laws. So it's like, are they really in favor of the laws just because they don't want to outright remove them?
Yeah, but they're
Welcome,
not
Trim.
opposed to it. Trim, welcome.
Hello. What I missed?
We covered the thought crime
Yes.
Yeah.
thing.
Did you catch the beginning of the podcast, or did you miss that?
I got the podcast all the way until the white pill.
Okay, excellent.
So apparently now you're not allowed to
own
think
books.
or even
Well,
put a pattern that could be construed as something. Funny.
How vibrant.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking hell.
yeah. As Cap Stasher points out, a lot of the kids being brought over the border aren't being brought over by anyone remotely related to them. And this is proven by the DNA tests. The people bringing these kids over are not related to the kids. They just trafficking them for one or more nefarious reasons.
Isn't that
Actually,
usually
I
how it
have
goes?
to, I have to wonder at that point if all of them are trafficked. Like, for like, I don't know, some sort of weird, disturbing sex slave wood chipper shit. Or like, if a lot of that is just,
Well, why do you...
hey kid, I don't have any kids. Come across the border with me and I'll give you like 50 pesos. I just want them to think I have a kid with me so they'll release me into the public and then I'll pay you. I wonder if like that's what's going on.
Well, I would think that both of those are likely. The first one does add up because it is the Democrat cities that are sanctuary cities.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh God,
exactly.
is Vosh in on this?
Yeah, if
Wouldn't
he could
surprise
fit
me.
through the door, he probably would be.
Yeah.
Well, then we have nothing to fear.
Yeah, no, you're right. Vosh isn't in on that because it would require him to like actually leave his basement.
That and I mean, if you could tempt him with a grift on it, he would definitely fucking pave his way out like Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the activists, us that were protesting the Napier barracks, highlighting human rights violations. What human rights violations? Fucking name a single one of them.
The right to come free into another country and get a 4-star hotel and don't have to sacrifice anything to get stuff shoved up your rear.
The right
That's my
to
guess.
the land and taxpayer money of the British people. Like, no, that doesn't exist. And that's the other part of this that I really despise, is that the moral argument is like based around this assumption that they are somehow owed something by like the British public. And it's like you're not.
Well,
They don't have a legal obligation.
That's the thing. Even if they were refugees from, say, I don't fucking know, France, they'd still have no rights to anything. It just so happens that most civilized countries recognize it to be a moral good to protect those who have had to flee due to violence and war.
Exactly.
Maybe
And I'm not.
Cap Dasher says it's the right to be treated decently.
Exactly.
That's not a fucking right.
No,
and if
it's
it
not.
is,
Of course, everything that requires the labor of others is a right.
and if we have a right to be treated decently, then the entire mainstream media needs to be like, I don't know, fucking executed for the way that they treat the right wing and even like normal people like Nick Sandman and all of the dirty smear merchanting that went on
The
against
mainstream
Carl
media has
Burnett.
failed in their own ideology. Wow, what a surprise! It's as if it's as if that kind of ideology is made by people who can't follow their own tenets.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Yeah. And
Well, it's just completely incoherent.
Yeah.
And
at
actually,
least the left is now happy.
on the thought of border control, though, I want to ask all these leftists who are like, oh, open borders, open borders. Okay, do you lock the front door of your house? Yes. Okay, so you don't believe in open borders. Everyone believes in borders somewhere. Everyone believes in a physical border protected by force to protect what is theirs.
Yeah,
It just so
I have a
happens
border. It's
that
called my door.
leftists have no loyalty or love for the country, so they don't care about it.
I've noticed.
All they consider to be theirs is their personal possessions. The right wing position is that we are we are the country's and the country is ours. And the country being yours, you have a duty to protect it.
Yeah, but these commies actually go around thinking that I am going to get everything and have to sacrifice nothing for it because I'm a lazy piece of shit with no concept of duty.
Whereas here on the right, we're like part of the country, part of the crew, part of the
Yeah.
country, part of the crew.
While at the center, we're like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I have to do and just stick to myself. Is that okay by you guys?
Yeah, so Cap's given us a good meme. Natives should have total. So, over Africa, natives should have total power and control over their homeland and decide what to do with it. Retarded leftists, oh my god, yes. Same text. Over Europe, natives should have total power and control over their homeland and decide what to do with it. Confused face, well, actually, and then a massive diatribe of bullshit.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing is that, um, like they recognize kind of collective cultural authority when it's in any country that isn't their own. Like they're the first people to be like, "Oh, how dare this like fat middle class white American visit this foreign country and not like adapt to their customs? Fucking disgusting, intolerant, entitled piece of shit." And then they'll be like, "Oh, what do you mean people who move here should learn English? That's racist. Ugh, we should remove all of our statues, culture, and history because it's offensive."
Yeah.
Actually,
One
that
thing,
reminds me of the thing.
Europeans don't
That
have
reminds
any
me of
culture.
something.
Let's knock down this statue. Hold on.
Oh man, well that reminds me about something that happened today. Actually, I was going through the city, having to do some chores, but I went by this designer area where people can like sit down and do drawings together, so like a drawing club.
Oh, yeah.
Now the people there are varied. Some are like left, some are right, most are just centrist. The kind is like, let me do my thing and that's it. And there was this discussion between an Asian guy who's pretty based and a she's not a far lefty, but she has the bug, but it's not in the dangerous variety. It's not the malicious tumor, it's just a benevolent tumor, we can say it like that. And they started talking about like the Asian style, Far Eastern style of art, because the Asian guy he was drawing that, but also drawing other stuff, really good. And
What were they overcompensate for their small eyes?
maybe.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I love
well,
my Asian bros.
I went there once, but he actually twisted my hand around just to prove a point. I'm never going, and I never badmouthed him again. He's a cool guy. Also, he's got a good sense of humor. But anyway, this woman though, she was asked by another guy in this group that we're sitting at that, wouldn't you try to make this
Oh,
because I think you can actually do pretty well. And the Asian guy, yeah, totally, come on. And she's like, no, I'm not comfortable with it. It's like, why not? It's just I'm not from that area. It shouldn't be right, It She went around speaking as if she is not allowed to draw anything Asian. And then I just said, "Yeah, but the Asian guy can give you a pass." And she looked at me as I said the dumbest thing inevitable, dumbest thing ever. And I just,
trim.
huh?
What was your tattoo of? Was it a Transformers thing or a bread thing?
You're talking about my right arm or left arm?
I don't
The
know.
reason you
Apparently,
were
you were
late
getting like
today.
a yeah.
Ah, that was my Transformers tattoo.
Wait, so you do have a bread tattoo?
Transformers tattoo.
I know, but you when I asked, you were like, "Oh, which arm are you talking about?"
Oh, well, no
Is that
comment.
meant to imply you have a bread tattoo on the other arm?
No,
You should get one.
I'm considering it.
Oh,
Oh damn!
I,
Robert Longshaw in here with the obscure rare meme magic. If they take offense to something within a culture, they should just remove themselves from the culture by becoming an hero, perhaps. Are you lads familiar with the an hero meme?
No,
I
actually
don't
not.
think so.
Okay, so basically, some kid killed himself, and one of his friends wrote like I don't know a piece for him, like some poetry or something. Like he was an hero to something something something, but she kept saying an hero instead of a hero, so she like fucked up grammatically, and then it became a meme on the internet
No.
where
Oh.
the phrase "an hero" became synonymous with suicide. So Robert Longshot coming in here with that meme magic.
Damn, Robert. Oh man.
Yes, but just remember, it's not called that word, it's called self-forever sleep, because YouTube are a bunch of slimy cunts.
I just
It's
call it
called
self game ending. Just call it like early turning off your game. Rage quitting.
Yeah, rage
Pussing out.
quitting's probably a pretty good way of
yeah.
putting it.
Yeah, or pussing out. I'm more a fan of that one. Whenever somebody turns off their own game, they're a bunch of pussies who can't handle it.
Yeah. So,
That might be a bit controversial for some.
yes, it probably is. So, going back to idiot migrants again.
Yay.
So, illegal channel migrants threaten mob unrest on arrival over housing delays. Okay, so that's threats of terrorism. We will now house them in prison for the rest of their natural lives.
No, we won't. Have you forgotten? They're left. They have rights. They have rights to your stuff.
Yeah, they also have the right to suck my dick.
Yeah, they probably would too.
No, they're probably the ones who believe in throwing gay people off roofs, so they probably won't be into that.
You do know that a lot of those people actually do suck the D themselves, right?
I neither know nor care, but they just need to suck it somewhere else.
But is it a male or a female penis? That's the question.
Oh, asking the serious questions now. Is it a
Well,
feminine penis trim?
I do assume, and I'm now doing the most evil thing ever. I am assuming, of course, so please forgive my eternal sin, but I assume that no matter what, a penis is always, despite being to a manlet, still a penis, which means it's still gay no matter what. So that's my reason of why traps are gay.
Yeah, but is the penis male or female?
It is definitely male. That's
Oh,
easier. The penis is male.
I
Much
would have
easier.
thought. Hey, I would have thought you would have had a more open mind given the well,
What?
or given your interest in
Oh, no.
art.
I am strictly against that kind of thing. What I'm into is tomboys, which is the ultimate woman.
The ultimate
The ultimate
waifu.
lineman.
Yes. Basically, it's a woman you can have a conversation with properly. A buddy.
Yes.
Honestly, that is how I notice like when I start to be into a layman is when we have like a conversation about something serious, and I actually enjoy it and it goes on for a while. I'm like, yes, I need to
Yeah.
ask this girl out at some point.
Prime
I
Night
mean,
makes a good
one of
point,
my
though.
best friends is a tomboy. She's fucking awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Prime Night makes a good point. Why doesn't England just park a boat in the canal and say, try and find out to the migrants? They should. They should. That should just be the solution. They should treat them as French invaders and react appropriately.
So all-out warfare, invade France, and I'm not gonna keep. I'm not gonna continue at that one.
I
in
mean,
case there's
No,
something.
that's not what I'm
leave-
suggesting, but invading France is always a good choice.
No,
Yeah.
leave France be. Who knows? They might save the West by invading the rest of us in 15 years. Who knows?
Because the French invention has always ended so well.
Well, the guillotine is effective.
Germany turned it to cancer, but it was originally made in France. Just saying.
I'm just saying, I don't want to do anything to sabotage the Heinlein timeline.
Well, true. We do have to go through the crap before we enter the good times there. So what? Should we just embrace leftist dogma and
No.
then just enjoy the citizenry?
No, we must have standards.
Standards, yeah.
Standards.
Because it's the veterans that bring us out of that chaos. So I mean, the veterans have to
Yes,
come
but
somewhere.
it does sound like they're coming from France.
Yeah.
It's the French generals that sound like the ones that are going to lead us there.
Base general leading the charge.
Yes.
It's almost as if generals with decades and decades of military experience understand what an invasion looks like.
I'm not certain if you're right about that. That would mean like a logical assumption, and we do know what logic means in today's world. It's hurrah.
Well, it is also like the something given has no value thing. It's like, no, they like sacrificed, right? So they understand like the value of what
Service guarantees citizenship. Would you like to hear more?
I was a kid when I watched that movie the first time, and I was totally into that when I was like, yeah, this is cool. Service guarantees citizenship.
Yes. I never thought, oh, fascist country. I thought, not. Yeah, that sounds about right. Don't get to vote if you don't believe in the country.
Again, I am one of those people who think no taxation without representation, which means that if you want to vote, you have to pay your taxes.
That is an excellent starting point.
Okay, let's see. More migrants. How vibrant.
Of course.
More child
migrants.
rape. How
Higher on where they're
vibrant.
supposed to live. Oh man, it's like we have a right to live in a 4-star hotel. We don't like your house. We're gonna burn it down now. Oh my god, I burned down my place to live. Why does it take so long to get a new place to live? It is so goddamn stupid.
Well, that is the whole situation in one done. So,
I mean, it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Big
that
tantrum.
true. Do you know what like the reference actually is? Because I have no fucking idea.
what reference?
standards.
The
George.
standards.
Oh yeah, standards. I don't know.
Standards.
I was
Does
hoping
anyone
the
know what
George
that
reference.
is?
No.
No, because Sargon is not pro anime.
No, and that is his failing. That is why Tito Sharia does fail.
Yes.
Well, also, he
Okay.
hasn't been willing to fully commit to Christianity. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll get him over
That's the moral
eventually.
value in it, but he's not committed himself to our Lord and Savior Jesus
No,
Christ.
we also don't know his stance on tomboys, so we have to withhold judgment.
We can assume that he is a proper man. He has been the father of dadism, so he has to have some form of concept that the superior waifu is the tomboy. I mean, I don't have many religions and I don't have many demands for people who can hang out with me, but they do have to like approve of the tomboy, and if not, I mean,
Are
I
we
can
going
hang
to
out with him,
are we going to make a whole new religion on this? I mean, I'm game, but
I mean, if we're gonna stop doing the whole bread Sharia versus Calvinism, and we need another conflict for some reason, sure, okay, wave the flag.
Right, you gotta respond though after that oil guy ripped into you.
oh, did you see oil? He just TFO'd you.
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, it was
I
glorious.
didn't get to see the. I didn't get to see the comments, but I
Okay.
assume he always has something to say.
Oh, he didn't say a
He
word.
always-
Yeah, he didn't say a word.
And he's
That's how powerful, you know.
Ooh.
An image is worth 1,000 words. That's
Ah.
the motto.
What did he do?
You'll have to find out.
Hmm.
Also, thank you, Cap Stasher. I'll have to look into that later.
Oh
So-
man, that oil guy is adorable.
yeah.